Good evening, Bahamas. Coming up tonight, pastors launch the Vote No campaign for the upcoming constitutional referendum. We're at trackside at the Chris Brown Bahamas Invitational. Questions over where funding for NHI is coming from. Plus, how about a sip of wine while you paint? Welcome to our news. I'm Kyle Joaquin. Thanks for joining us. Topping news tonight, a week after the government launched its Vote Yes campaign for the upcoming gender equality referendum, a group of pastors is encouraging people to vote no, particularly to question number 4, which seeks to end discrimination based on sex. For them, a yes to that question could have some serious repercussions.
They're not gender equality. If this is about gender equality, we would be for it. But we don't see that this is about gender equality. We see that there's a hidden agenda.
Question 4, according to these pastors and members of Save Our Bahamas, has nothing to do with gender equality and instead would make way for same-sex marriage in the Bahamas, which is why they've launched the campaign urging people to vote no to question 4. He said after writing members of parliament from both the government and opposition, the pastors have only heard from the opposition.
We're still waiting for a response from the PLP parliamentarians to say they would like to sit with us. Instead, what we got was the launch. And so we feel that there's been no intention to listen to us.
If experience has shown that their word was not to be taken, to be believed in the last referendum, what do you think we should do now?
The group of pastors successfully orchestrated an overwhelming no vote in the gaming referendum. But now that the government has launched its Vote Yes campaign, the pastors are requesting the government disclose how much money is being pumped into that campaign. They've also taken it a step further. To make it somewhat of an even playing field, they're asking the government give financial support of $100,000 to the Vote No campaign as well.
Hence the reason why we've responded with asking the government of the Bahamas to be fair and balanced in their attempt for us to have democracy. That if they're going to fund a Vote Yes campaign, then by all means they should be willing to fund a Vote No campaign.
The pastors are inviting the heads of all denominations, pastors and priests, to a pastors' forum this Thursday at Evangelistic Temple to discuss the potential ramifications of the bill. They'll also hold prayer sessions in Rawson Square every Monday evening at 7:30 until the referendum. The group has also found itself questioning the role of the Constitutional Commission, saying it appears its role has changed from educating to campaigning. There was also the comment made by Education Minister Jerome Fitzgerald in Parliament that the late Dr. Miles Monroe had a part in the wording of question 4. Minister Kevin Harris, the Public Relations Coordinator for Save Our Bahamas, sought to clarify.
Bahamas Faith Ministries has issued information that clearly states what Dr. Monroe's position was when it relates to the insertion of the words male and female. Dr. Monroe is very clear. His last communication to the Commission had clearly in the document born male, born female.
Well, another pastor has stepped forward in that Vote No campaign. Pastor Mario Moxie of Bahamas Harvest Church said he's urging his congregation to vote their conscience for questions 1, 2, and 3. But as for question 4, which seeks to end discrimination based on sex, he's encouraging them to vote no. And here's why.
This is by far the most clever way to bring same-sex marriage to a nation, simply because the politicians have a hands-off approach. We didn't do it. The judges ruled in favor for it. And so our hands are clean.
Moxie says he sees question 4 as a moral issue for the nation.
Our marriage is protected because of the Marriage Act. Well, you know, you don't have to be well-apt in law to understand that the Constitution is a much higher document than the Marriage Act, and it trumps the Marriage Act. So when something becomes unconstitutional, the Marriage Act or any other act in the law of the land has to change in order to submit to the Constitution.
Moxie said he has run into a number of people who were left discouraged by the fact that the government ignored the results of the gaming referendum. He said it was simply undemocratic and unethical, but he's still encouraging everyone to show up at the polls and vote. However, he said on June 7th, he hopes people turn out.
We see this as an attempt to open the door to same-sex marriage, and for reasons beyond the sovereignty of our nation, there is pressure being placed upon us as a people, as a nation, in order to go along with the philosophy, to conform to the social philosophy of the rest of the world.
Well, if you missed the Chris Brown Bahamas Invitational last night, you definitely missed a show. Athletes put on a stellar performance, and of course, Bahamian sprint sensation Shawnee Miller in her season opener did not disappoint.
It's an amazing feeling, to be able to come back home and do my first opener. It's a great feeling. I open up in the next time, so I'm excited. My coach is doing an excellent job right now, so hats off to them. They're doing an excellent job with us, and I'm just so excited for the rest of the season.
You're engaged now. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you so much. I'm excited. He's the man that I love, so to get to spend my life with him, I'm just really excited with it.
No stranger to claiming victory in the Bahamas, Justin Gatlin, the second fastest man in the world, won the men's 100 meters.
I feel good. I was hoping the wind would die down a little bit. Had some good runs earlier. Definitely woke me up when I saw LaShawn run the 200. So it gave me a little fire to come out here and do what I had to do. And the wind's over a little bit, but I'm glad to put on a great show for the fans always.
Superman Lee Van Sands also got in a few good ones in the men's triple jump. He's known as a beast in the men's 400 meters, but LaShawn Merritt ran the 200 meters and won it by a pretty comfortable margin in a time of 19.78.
You know what? It wasn't as bad as the time. It didn't feel that hard. I focused on executing the race. When you execute, things tend to come a lot smoother. Never panicked in any part of the race. I been working on some things, been training hard, and you see what hard work and dedication gets you.
Making his track comeback, Stephen Newbold won the B category men's 200 meters.
I feel good. It's my first 200 for the year, so to open up with sort of a good time. I just want to thank the Lord for allowing me to be back here and having the chance to run.
Karani James of Guyana won the men's 400 meters.
This is my first race, so obviously I'm hurting a little bit, get all the old oil out of my system, so. But I'm just happy to be here, to compete in front of this crowd. Thanks to everyone for coming out. Thanks for Chris Brown for putting on this meet. So just happy to be out here and compete.
A bit exhausted, American Johnny Dutch pulled an upset in the men's 400-meter hurdles. Just after the race, we asked him how he felt.
Tired. I'm grateful for the invite. I love the Caribbean. It's always warm. It fooled us for a second. It rained for like 5 minutes. But overall, I'm satisfied with the race today.
Fireman Chris Brown said in all his event was a success, and he's thankful for the support he got from his fellow Bahamians.
Definitely, the Chris Brown Bahamas Invitation is something that we look to put forward on the calendar for the next years and years and years to come. We want to build off of this and continue to build and every year we want to be able to go until we get the back stretch and, the entire stadium filled.
We will have more from the Chris Brown Invitational later on in the newscast. Well, a new form of art therapy is inviting Bahamians to look at the big picture. Christina McNeil tells us more.
It starts with a few carefully selected colors, a few swirls to mix the hues, and you're ready to paint. Sandyport is the home of Big Picture Studios, where owner Janine Hepburn says a blank canvas can help you unleash your inner artist or inner child.
Just this week we had someone who came and he boasted that I've not done this since I was in high school, So it's like bringing out the things that you probably once enjoyed and then using it to enjoy your life now.
There's no experience necessary as long as you have an open mind for what Hepburn calls a form of art therapy.
I think it is a great form of therapy. One thing I really wanted to do was make sure that art could be brought into everyday living for people, because I think it does help you to take life a little less seriously, and that's what it's always done for me. So yeah, people get the opportunity to express themselves in a way that they probably have never done before.
A certified public accountant, Hepburn says she has always been a very creative person, but has only recently found a way to balance accounting and art.
Accounting was the forefront of my life for the last 10 years, but now I said, well, let's switch it around and let's do what brings a lot of enjoyment. And for me, it's a great opportunity. Big Picture is a great opportunity for me to help people have the same level of excitement that art brings me. The background of this beach view. So just taking it from light to dark on this canvas. Lovely, lovely.
The sound of brush strokes is surprisingly soothing as the studio provides the backdrop for creating new memories. It's something Hepburn says Bahamians have been eager to explore since the studio opened on April 8th.
The response has been pretty great. In the evenings too, you'd see the kids in the area, they're peering through the windows, you know, just trying to see more and find out more. So I think that even though it's new, people are pretty excited about the idea.
Although the studio provides complimentary wine during adult painting sessions, Hepburn notes that artists of all ages are invited to sessions that provide complimentary snacks. But it's what participants take home that makes a difference.
And at the end of the night, you'll be able to take home a work of art that is specially done by yourself.
As you can see, this is no paint by numbers venture, and while I won't actually be painting today, if you're in need of art therapy, there are plenty of blank canvases on standby. Reporting for our news, I'm Christina McNeil.